Hey again, I wanted to do a video on Young Living essential oils because as most of you know, I'm very passionate about it and I talk about it all the time on Facebook. And I've had quite a few of you message me wanting to know more information. And I'd love to sit down with you all and do like a one-on-one and just talk about everything. But since I can't, I will try to give some information on this video. I want to start by saying I'm not a doctor. I think you all know that. I'm not giving you medical advice. I am giving you suggestions based on what I've learned. I've read, I have a couple of books. This one is the Essential Oils Pocket Reference, and this one is Healing Oils of the Bible, and they have a lot of good information in them. And that's where I get most of my information. I also can get stories or anecdotes, personal anecdotes rather, from the Lemon Drop Lounge Facebook group. So that's a great place for me to go and say, hey, what do y'all use for such and such? And then get ideas and suggestions, and then I can go research it. Anyway, so I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to treat you, just sharing what I know. And just know that this video is the tip of the iceberg. There is so much information. There's so much to learn. There's so much that these oils can do for you. And I'm just barely going to cover any of it. But that way we can try to keep it brief. We'll see. We'll try. So anyway, I got started with Young Living essential oils because you know how when you see something and it grabs your attention, you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you go on and you forget about it. And then later you see it again. You're like, wow, I just saw that. And then you go on and you forget about it again. And then you see it again. You're like, okay, 3 times. I really need to start paying attention, right? So that's what happened to me with Thieves Oil. I kept seeing information on Thieves and how it's really good with helping with viruses and bacteria, colds and flu. And I try to stay as natural as possible. I'm not against medicine. We use medicine. But if I don't have to, I'd rather not. So I started looking into the Thieves, which led me to Young Living. And I decided to go with them because I like the purity of it, to be honest with you. They have a whole seed to seal process, which guarantees the purity. They oversee everything from the time it's a seed planted in the ground all the way until the cap is sealed on the bottle. There's no pesticides, no synthetics added. It's completely pure. And if you're going to put something on your skin and you're going to ingest it, you want pure. So anyway, so I started with Young Living. And I went ahead and I started with their premium starter kit because I knew I was going to use oils. So I went ahead and got that. And I'm going to talk about those oils specifically today. But before I do, I want to tell you, excuse me, that there are 3 ways you can use oils. It's aromatically, topically, and internally. And aromatically is with a diffuser. There's a home diffuser that comes in the premium kit, which is amazing. It's really good. You want it, you do, I promise. You can diffuse it that way. It's a cool mist diffuser and the oils are diffused and they go into the air. You can also put a drop in your hands and rub it together and then cup them over your nose and inhale. You can use it that way. Topically is when you rub it on your skin. Some of the oils some of them can be applied neat, which is directly to your skin, but some of them need to be diluted with a carrier oil. There are a few you can choose from. Young Living has a carrier oil called V6 vegetable oil. I personally use coconut oil and grapeseed oil that I buy at the grocery store. If you're going to do that, make sure you get the organic, unrefined, cold pressed. Get the healthy stuff, you know, because like I said, it's going to be going in your body. The carrier oils, sometimes the oils can be hot. Like for instance, the peppermint oil. When I use that, I have to dilute it with the carrier oil. So I use a drop of peppermint and I use 4 drops of my grapeseed oil and I mix it together and put it on. And even with that diluted, it still feels like icy hot. It's kind of that really cold hot feeling. So that's, you know, some of them can be too hot for sensitive skin. And that's why you want to dilute them with the carrier oil. The label, the back of the label will actually tell you how much to dilute. And my thing is the smaller the body, the more you want to dilute. So if you're getting into little kids, I personally would suggest really diluting stuff, just because they are so much smaller than we are. So yeah, so that was topically, right? That was topically. You can apply them directly to your skin, some of them straight, some of them diluted with the carrier oil. And the third way is internally. That's by actually ingesting them. Some brave souls, unlike me, will take a drop and put it under their tongue, but I have a thing for nasty taste. I don't like yucky stuff, so I will only do that if I have to do that. You can also put drops in a capsule, in just a clear vegetable capsule, and take it internally that way. And you can also put some in your glass of water, and some of them taste good in your water, like the orange or lime, grapefruit. Those are great. Those taste good, but some of them are kind of not so tasty. So anyways, those are the 3 ways that you can use the oils. That's aromatically, topically, and internally. Okay, and now we'll start with the oils that come in the kit. And the first one is Thieves. This is the Thieves oil. This is the one that got me interested. I kept reading about it, and I was reading how there were studies showing that when Thieves was diffused for like 10 or 15 minutes, that it completely eradicated 99.9 something % of airborne bacteria. That's kind of a big deal. So this one's good if you're trying to boost your immunity to kind of ward off colds and flu and infection. It really helps with that. It's good for sore throats. I know some people will put a drop of this in some water and gargle it if they have a sore throat, and then gargle it and swallow it down, and then that helps soothe the sore throat. It's good for cold sores. I know that people will dilute it strongly for babies who are teething. Dilute it. So they'll put it on the baby's gum, and it will numb it, and it just kind of soothes and comforts them. It eases that pain. Let's see. So yeah, any kind of infections, the Thieves helps with. It's good to have. The next one is lavender. Lavender is like the Swiss Army knife of oils. It's pretty much good for everything. This is like a must-have. You definitely want lavender. It's really good for skin issues, eczema, cuts, scrapes, burns, sunburn. It helps soothe all of those so that they're not as painful. And then, of course, relaxation. That's pretty much what everybody knows lavender is about, is relaxation. It does promote relaxation, which can help sometimes with sleep. It can help. I know Camden likes to have lavender diffused before she goes to bed. It helps her just relax. And it also helps with headaches and fevers and cramps. So it's good for a lot of stuff. The next one is lemon, and actually they're all good for a lot of stuff. Lemon, let's see, we've used this one. My husband has heartburn sometimes, acid reflux. And one day he had it really bad, really, really bad. And so we took 2 drops of lemon, put it in a glass of water. He chugged it down, and within, less than 2 minutes, it was gone. His reflux, the pain from his chest up his throat was just completely gone. It had gotten rid of it completely. So it's good for heartburn. It is good. It kind of, for alertness, it boosts your mood. It kind of wakes you up a little bit, invigorating. Just the smell of it does. It's good for anxiety. I do know you can use lemon if there's something sticky, like if you've got sticker residue on something, you can use lemon to get rid of that. Brittle nails and hair, lemon helps with that. Let's see, I'm looking at my paper down here that helps me know. Bloating and insect bites, cough, it says cough. So it's good for quite a few things. This one is frankincense. Frankincense, as we know, is given to baby Jesus. It was one of the oils given to baby Jesus. It is an amazing oil, and it's kind of unbelievable that they put it in the kit. It's one of the more expensive oils because it is so wonderful, but they do include it in the kit, which is really awesome. It is it's good for a lot of things. It's good for a bunch of skin issues. It's good for wrinkles. It is good for anxiety. There is some information showing that it might even be good when using against cancer. It's being looked into. So I can't tell you, use this, it will cure you. But it is promising. It's promising, and it's really interesting, the possibility of it. So we can keep that in mind. It's good for stretch marks and scars. Like I said, skin issues, stretch marks and scars, and swelling of the skin. It helps with that. Oh, and warts. Yeah, warts. I know I've seen pictures of people who have used frankincense on plantar warts on the bottom of their feet, and somehow they just fall out. It's gross, but it works. Next is peace and calming, and it calms. It calms. So anything you need help with calming, like anxiety, tension, hyperactivity, stress, those kinds of things, the peace and calming works really well for that. It helps just chill things out. Also, it works for coughs. I've used this on my husband and my daughter and myself. A while back we had the flu, and after that was over, we had a cough forever. It lasted forever, and it was so frustrating. But if you took a drop, when we took a drop of peace and calming and rubbed it like right here on our chest and neck, it totally eased the cough. It relaxed it, and we weren't coughing. It was kind of crazy. It worked very well. So, and I love the smell of peace and calming. It's really nice. It's another good one that, for relaxation before bedtime. It helps with some people. It helps them just to relax so that they can sleep. Let's see. We've got 6 more. We're about halfway done. This is Panaway. This is the very first one that we used that worked for us. Well, it's actually the first one we used, and of course it worked. And I know I've posted about this on Facebook, so y'all might have read this story. But one day, my husband's feet were hurting him bad, very, very bad. Like I could barely touch his feet, and he would jerk away. It hurt him so bad. So I decided, well, let me use my oils, because I'd had them for a few weeks, but I really didn't know what to do with them. So anyway, I used this Panaway. I used 1 drop on each of his feet. It was the balls of his feet, and I just barely rubbed it on there because it was hurting him. So I just barely rubbed it on there. By the time I was done rubbing the oil on both of his feet, the pain had gone, because he was like, touch my feet, and see. So I touched, and it didn't hurt. So he's like, well, just press on it with your thumb. So I did, and it didn't hurt. And he said, press as hard as you can. So I did. I pressed as hard as I could, and I'm strong. And it didn't hurt him at all. He could feel it, but it didn't hurt him. I mean, immediately the Panaway took away the pain in his feet, and I was stunned. I sat there on the floor and just laughed, and I was laughing and saying, are you serious? Are you serious? Because I thought he was lying. Are you serious? And he just sat there shaking his head and saying, that was weird. This is so weird. It was crazy. It was fun. And from that point forward, I got all giddy and excited to use all my oils. So Panaway is awesome. Oh, let me tell you what it does. Sorry. It's good for pain. It's good for swelling, soreness. It's a good massage oil. So if you are sore from working out or whatever, and add a few drops to a carrier oil, and see if somebody can massage you wherever your back or your legs, your arms, and just massage that on there, it should ease that soreness. It's good for stiffness and sciatic pain, headaches. It's good for headaches. It's one of the ones that really help with headaches. Moving on, this is purification, and it purifies the air. So it helps get rid of odors. So if you have, let's see, if you cook something stinky, bacon, popcorn, fish, whatever, and it smells, because that smell lingers, diffuse some purification. It will take it out of the air. I know that I've read people have put some on a cotton ball and stuck that in near the litter box, not in the litter box, but near it, just to kind of make sure the air doesn't, air doesn't stink where your litter box is. Purification is also good for sore throats. If you feel like you're getting a sore throat, or maybe even drainage or something, you can just apply it directly to your skin right here on your throat. And it helps with that. It's good for scrapes and cuts, or insect stings. Like if you get a bee sting or whatever kind of sting, you can put purification on it, and that will help. And acne also, you can, if you are having acne, you can put this directly on your face as needed or wherever you need it, and it will help with that. This one is Joy, and Joy, to be honest with you, I haven't used too terribly much. It smells really, really good. I have diffused it just for the smell alone because it smells really nice. And I know some people actually will put it on their wrist and wear it as like a perfume. It's really nice. I do know that it helps with stress or sadness. Just they say you can apply some, if you're sad, you can apply some right just over your heart area, and it will help, with happy feelings. It'll help you feel happier. It'll help relieve stress. Also, as far as the sadness, it helps with like grief and emotional pain, emotional tension, those kinds of things. This is, I guess, more of an oil that helps with the emotional side of things, and that's really important. That's a part of us. We're not all just physical beings. We do need to help. We need help with our emotions too. Let's see. It says that it can help with sleep issues and hyperactivity. And I did not know that, but that's good to know. This one is one of my favorites. It's Valor. It's used for so many different things. It's kind of awesome. And I'll tell you a quick story about this one. I've also shared this story. Valor is good. One of the things it's good for is it helps with anxiety. It helps just kind of ease anxiety. So a couple of times I've had days where I've been really irritable and short-tempered with my kids. Not necessarily anxious, but just really irritable. And I don't like being that way. I don't like being the mom who snaps at her kids. I hate it. So I've used Valor. And what I did was I took a drop and I put it right here behind my ears. And I promise, and it doesn't affect everybody this way, but I'm really happy it affects me this way. I promise that I end up feeling like so in love with my kids. I love them all the time, but I'm feeling like mushy gushy. Oh, my heart hurts because I love these kids so much. And I like that because I want to be that mama that dotes on her children and just smushes them with love and I love you. So I love the Valor for that reason alone. I think it's awesome. But it does so much more. It's good for snoring. It helps with snoring. Teeth grinding. So if someone has like TMJ or teeth grinding, they can apply it directly to their jaws, and it helps with that. Let's see, bruising. Oh, it helps with back issues, with alignment in your back, with any kind of pain or soreness. The Valor helps with that too. Stress and anxiety, and then it also says it helps with bad dreams. So if you or someone is having issues with bad dreams, you can try the Valor before bed and see if that helps. Let's see, we've got two more. This one is peppermint, and peppermint's good for quite a few things. It's good for fever. I have a friend whose little boy had fever, and she put some peppermint under his armpits, and very quickly it dropped his fever. It worked. It worked better than the Motrin she gave him. I think it was Motrin. And the peppermint worked better than that. It helps with fever. It helps with nausea and heartburn. I know that I was nauseous one day. The first time I used peppermint, I was really sick to my stomach. Very, very, very sick to my stomach. And I do not like that feeling at all. And I was a little worried because it was pretty bad. So I took a drop of peppermint, I diluted it because it's pretty strong, rubbed it on my belly, and then there was still some on my hands. So I just inhaled it from my hands. I took a couple deep inhalations. In less than a minute, my nausea was pretty much gone. And it made me so happy because I don't like feeling sick. So I love peppermint for that. Peppermint is also an appetite suppressant. So I do know people will use peppermint and lemon together because the peppermint suppresses your appetite. Lemon is a natural detoxifier, and some people use it for weight loss. But the peppermint also, let's see, it helps with constipation, gas, stress, soreness, headaches. What else? Oh, congestion. This can really open up your sinuses. Speaking of sinuses, lavender also works for sinuses. You can just apply it like on the bridge of your nose and around right above your eyebrows. Keep everything away from your eyes. It burns. Trust me, it's not fun. So you don't want to get anything in your eyes. Be careful with that. Okay, last one. We're almost done. This is Stress Away. This is like the bonus oil that comes with your kit. They just added this one recently. And it does what it says, stress away. It helps with stress and tension and anxiety. I love the smell of this one. So what I do with it is I get a lot of tension in my shoulders and neck all the time. And I put the little roller bottle on top of the little roller ball on top of this one. So whenever I feel like I'm really getting a lot of tension, I will just take it and just roll it across my shoulders and up my neck. And it helps kind of ease that tension because my tension can easily escalate into a bad headache. And really, I'd rather stop it before it gets there. So I use the Stress Away for that. But any kind of anxiety or stress, tension, those kinds of things that you need just kind of calmed and relaxed, the Stress Away works really good for that. Okay, so like I said, this is all very basic info. It's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. There's just so much more. If you have specific questions about an oil or about issues that you have, I would love to talk with you. Because I love talking oils. But you can send me a message on Facebook because I'm posting this on Facebook, so y'all will know it's me. Send me a message and we can try to figure out what we can do to help you at any time. And I will probably make more videos going into more detail and just breaking them up into groups, into sections, because it's just too much. But I appreciate you all watching, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.